Hello, I'm John Proctor on Tunnel Tunnel West. I am having a Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony Adventure. We are rumbling. Rumbling. I'll just say that again, shall I? Do you rebuild that every time then? I guess so. We never get to see this process backwards. So we're about to go into the trial. I've had a couple of hours to consider the evidence. Because I thought for ages it was the robot. Alright, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're spending all this time making us think it's either Kaito or that it's Kochiki, and Kochiki. And I don't believe either. I don't believe either option. The 8 of us got into the elevator, but like literally the last second of the last episode, I was like, well, maybe she killed herself. And like, I keep saying like, I'm consumed with this idea now. But maybe they killed themselves was literally what I thought about. Like, what's his name? This guy. Like, it's an idea I consistently bring up, and it's not served me well. The 8 of us got into the elevator. The door shut behind us. So I'm excitingly pointing at the screen because there's another way to examine all this. Which is the game's setting up themes, right? I'll say this now before I forget. So we look at all the people that have been killed and why they got killed according to the motive, right? Now, okay, so Rantaro, double motive. Seeing if my the motive to kill Rantaro is to save yourself, right? You don't even have to kill anyone. You get to it was like a double jeopardy. I can't remember the. It's not double jeopardy, but you know, you get to survive the game, and there doesn't even have to be a trial. That's the motive. Which obviously, ironically, caused her to kill when she wasn't going to kill before. So I'm not really sure what the theme is with that. Like, if you think about the first game, like there's a section in the first game where she goes over the motives and what they mean, and the motives in the second game, they reflect the motives in the first game. So, but in this, maybe there's a sort of greater good aspect to them. We're not even sure if they're even alive. Maybe they're in the afterlife. Maybe they're in virtual reality again. Maybe they're just people who have been programmed to think they're ultimates and they're not really ultimates, and they're just like how they know bugs. But like these motives, they're gonna come back to us. Every single motive is going to be repeated at the end of the game. And if you consider the first one, it's the idea, you know, she killed one person to save everyone, right? Instead of killing to selfishly leave, she killed to save everyone and then died as well. So that was the motive of this one. If you consider this second murder, this one's a really easy one, because this murder was all about her having somebody important to you, right? And she had an entire country that was important to her, and he had nobody. If we consider the third murder and the fourth, this is obviously to do with ghosts and bringing people back. So this is where it gets a bit more literal. If all these people are already dead, we keep seeing their funeral. I'm going to put a pause here, a little comma, to say, John, does this have anything to do with this murder? Yes, it does. It's gonna, the point, even though I'm talking about stuff at the end of the game, it's gonna make sense now. Okay? These two girls died because the dude was trying to bring someone back to life, right? Not only that, his sister, right? That's the only thing he cared about. Ghosts. He cared about ghosts. That entire story was about ghosts. So if we're all ghosts, it's gonna ironically track back to that murder. And this is why I get with Miu. If Miu didn't consider herself a person, which is information we don't strictly have, apart from she labelled herself an object. Now, you're supposed to think that that's because she was using it as an exploit, right? Which could be true. She's going left and right. But after the trial is over, we're going to get into the point that she didn't think she was a person. Right? The entire game has been her dehumanizing herself. That's why she's like... This is why she's sexual in a way that's really demeaning. To herself. And I spend quite a lot of the game going, eh, just making me uncomfortable. But if she's doing it on purpose because that's a character, it's kind of clever, at the very least. But if the point of this death is to say she was a person, like, it doesn't matter what she did, it didn't matter that she killed herself, she was a person. And that's telling me that relates to Kibo. So what's my conclusion to this? My conclusion is Kibo has to survive till the end of the game. Because he's surviving through her. Still, it makes me think, like... Okay, so we're all important, right? If we're all already dead. If we're ghosts, or we've survived somehow because of machine or magic. We're all important people. Because we're all ultimates. It's all to do with that funeral. Because it would be deeply ironic if he was important to a load of people, right? To an entire nation. Maybe we already died saving the world. Like, it's all going to come back. That's the point I'm making. If we think about it in those terms, I think her committing suicide makes sense. And of course, we've got him who has to come back. There has to be something up with him. We already knew what the ultimate hunt was. Anyway, that was a bit of a long intro, but... The door shut behind us. And like all those times before, we descended. It was dead quiet. The only sound I could hear was the beating of my heart in my ears. My body was trembling. The more I tried to control it, the worse it got. There's no way to get used to it. Really, the fear of death. We were all fighting it, trying to be courageous. We all felt as though we were going to our own execution. No, not an execution. A test of our will to survive. It's the... You know what? They did the Rocky thing. Didn't they? You know, in the Danganronpa movie things, they did Jaws, which is about surviving a shark. They did the birds. Yeah, I mean, horror films are all about surviving, I guess. I'm just trying to think of what else was there. Finally, the elevator stopped and the doors opened. This is like a soft theme of all the games anyway, though. And though I couldn't explain it, my body was stopped trembling. Welcome! Go ahead and stand behind any open podium. Move your asses. You don't want to see what I'll do to you if you keep Father waiting. Huh? Wait, is he back to normal?
Why?
Oh, you not friend anymore?
Huh.
You jerks must feel pretty slick using Monotaro's forgetfulness to befriend him. He just decided on his own that we were friends. But I won't let you guys trick Monotaro anymore, because he's already forgotten. He may have forgotten that he was on Daddy's side, but now he's forgotten that he'd forgotten that he was on Daddy's side. Thanks to me, because I smacked the stuffing out of him. How confusing. Well, whatever.
Really?
I can't remember, but one of you guys is the culprit, right? I can't be in the same room as a killer, it's dangerous. I'm gonna lock myself in my room, maybe even set up a barricade. That's another death flag.
Anyway.
Let's get it started. The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. We went to our podiums, as always. We knew what we had to do. There was no protest left in us. It's already the 4th time. The 4th class trial was about to begin. We don't normally get this angle. Eyes definitely aren't red and bloodshot. Miu Iruma, the ultimate inventor. She may have given us a lot of trouble, but we all miss her. It's a tragedy after all. She helped me and Kaido, those cameras, gave Kibo extra functions. In the end, she had done a lot for us. And the culprit that killed her is one of us. One of us. One of us. I need to discover who that is. In order to survive, I have to find the culprit. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. I do want to save. Okay, so I haven't actually officially decided yet. It's going to have to be now. What's annoying is I'm having to put a cut in a second because I'm putting food on. And I could have just, if it was just a couple of minutes later. We'll check out our skills. We've got 6. Effective during mass panic debates. I will take the librarian's glare. I can't bother to think too hard. Oh no, no! How do I set the ones I've already bought? Lowers the speed of the reticle effective during non-stop debates. Yeah, I want any of those. Okay, increases the amount of monocoins obtained after class trials. It's pointless though, isn't it? I've already got everything that needs buying. Where did I get financing off? Damn. Okay, fine. Okay, let's quickly try to explain away everything that's in here. There are no injuries on the victim's body, and we have an estimate time of death. It's 6:30 in the morning. So, I feel like Glitch did something. Why would they tell me about the glitch if it wasn't used for anything? So, she was either killed because she thought she was strangled, because she's like, ah, or they switched the 2 eyes around. expression of agony on her face. Her eyes open. First thought, Kibo discovered it. So I thought it was Kibo briefly. Some kind of glitch might occur. So we know Miu can cross because she's an object, right? While Suichi and Tsumugi were in the management's kitchen, the virtual world, they heard a loud sound. Something crashed into something else. So I thought she might have tobogganed down. Thought they heard Kibo's voice. Yeah, why did they hear Kibo's voice? Objects can't break. Avatars cannot be injured. If an avatar takes fatal damage, because I thought she might have fallen off the roof or something. We know about that. So I think Miu knocked him out. So they would have all known if somebody else had left the chapel. This is what worries me. This is why I thought it was Miu. Mainly because I'm just not willing to believe Kochiki did it. Again, I'm pretty sure. So eyes are completely bloodshot. So we know this had nothing to do with it. We know what this is all about. We know it's indestructible toilet paper. Okay, we already know about that. So yeah, I thought it might have been used for tobogganing off the roof. Oh, yes! Okay, it was used to escape the roof because it was in that cupboard. And it's the thing he forgot about. Found on the ground by Miu's avatar. The other option is that Miu was going to kill Kochiki. Kochiki said he couldn't get to the rooftop because it was already locked. Yeah, if so, this is going to prove that he couldn't have moved her because he can't. He literally can't. So maybe Miu was going to kill him. Yeah, this error intrigues me, but surely it's not going to make sense until the very end. Okay, so I've got to make an official choice now. Was it the robot? Was it the plain girl? Was it Kochiki? Or was it Miu herself? Why was she suffocating? I'm going to go with my latest idea. I'm going to say it's Miu. I've been awful at all of these. Let's go and start the trial. Oh, I should have got myself a drink. God damn. I'm really grumpy about that.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation. Ah, screw it. This is tiresome.
You need more motivation!
I do. I really, really do. Now then, let's start this class trial.
Before we start, I just want to ask something since there's not a lot of us left. What happens if the votes result in 2 first places?
Huh? You mean like a tie? It means they're both the blackened, as long as one of them is correct. It's fine.
Daddy, are you sure you should make a decision like that so casually?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now.
What game? How long are you gonna keep saying that?
Just ignore Kokichi. The rest of us need to work together to find the truth. Got it! We can't die here! Oh my! Himiko has become so determined! It's true! People really do change!
But now she's lost what made her so unique.
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the class trial. First, we need to clarify...
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that to my face!
While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder?
Don't screw around! There's no way I'm the culprit!
Kaito right. Kaito couldn't have killed Miu.
How long are you gonna keep saying that? Trusted people can still kill, you know.
Got myself a drink.
We already saw that a bunch of times. So many times. Since Kaede.
The fact that Kaito was the only one logged out is suspicious. But he's not the culprit. He can't be. Okay.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
Of course it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
What do you mean, last words?
We need to decide if Mia was killed in the real world or the virtual world. So the problem lies. Okay.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
That's wrong!
Miu wasn't killed by poison, and the warning on the label proves it. Drinking the poison would result in subconjunctival hemorrhaging. In other words, your eyes would be bloodshot.
Oh, but Miu's body. That's right. Her eyes weren't bloodshot. She wasn't killed by that poison.
Then what was that poison for?
Probably a diversion. The culprit wanted us to think Miu died by poison.
Then, what was her real cause of death?
Miu's real cause of death, the only thing I can think of is... the hammer? That's from the virtual world. You'd probably need a lot of time explaining to Kaito because of his thick-ass skull.
Damn it!
What? Killing game simulator.
This is it! Miu's cause of death was the killing game simulator itself. In the virtual world, if your avatar takes fatal damage, your real body dies of shock. That was made clear in the program's text file.
Miu received fatal damage in the virtual world and died from that shock.
In that case, it's fair to say that the cause of death was actually the simulator.
Gonta has question. Where is this virtual world place? What floor is it on?
If you don't understand, then don't say anything.
If Miu was killed in the virtual world, then the next thing we need to figure out is what caused her to incur fatal damage within the virtual world.
So her cause of death in the virtual world is the one that matters.
Oh, it seems like Gonta is confused. So why don't we review things a bit? So we split into 2 groups to find the secret of the outside world.
The ones who searched the mansion were me, Shuichi, Samugi, Gonta, and that NPC Kaito.
Hey, who you calling NPC, you ASS?
And the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki, Himiko, and the late Miu.
How could someone have given her fatal damage in that situation? That's what we gotta think about. Now, let's all work together.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted because a spider just bloody sprinted across my thing. I mean, lives over there now. It's just going to be fine, but I've never seen them that far. Actually, spiders are. They go... What am I talking about?
Aww, little Himiko is all grown up. Too bad your chest hasn't grown up, though.
That was uncalled for. Someday, my chest will grow like crazy.
Let's begin then.
The fatal damage that Miu received in the virtual world. Let's pin that down.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Okay, so...
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Could she have drowned?
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more.
Oh!
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Hey, so... I've been wondering about this the entire game. The blue writing is noise from the other people talking, right? I feel like that's probably been obvious, but like I wasn't sure if it was in my head or not, but like now it's like one of them was, it's plain impossible, and Gonta talks as well.
Could she have drowned?
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first. Whatever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare
Yeah,
hands.
I want the blue.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height. Could she have drowned? In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first. Whoever did that to Miu was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer! We're going to beat her with
his bare hands.
Are we certain
Blunt force was involved. I think strangulation is more.
No! I'm so bad at that. I know the answer, game. I'm just struggling to shoot.
We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved?
I think strangulation is...
John, aim a bit to the fucking right.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first. Whatever did that to Miu? Was dropped right next to her avatar. We're going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
Oh, whatever.
I agree.
Didn't get that V trigger.
Miu's body showed severe trauma and signs of a struggle.
Yeah, she looked like she suffered. Very hard to look at.
Right. And the virtual world is connected to our 5 senses. If her body experienced pain, she must have been in pain in the virtual world as well.
Alright, well, she couldn't have strangled herself. I'm immediately wrong. Well, that's annoying, isn't it?
Knowing that, I believe Maki is correct. Miu was strangled to death.
Yeah, definitely. Strangling and poison are the only methods that can make her look like she's suffocated. But we already removed the possibility of poison, so it can only be strangulation. Also, when a victim is poisoned, they commonly grab their chest or mouth. But Miu was holding her throat. It's obvious she was trying to protect her windpipe.
Oh. The Assassin Master gets really chatty when it comes to corpses.
In that case, her exact cause of death is being strangled in the virtual world.
But is strangulation even possible in the virtual world? If the avatars were equally strong, it would be difficult to strangle a resisting victim.
Yeah, if she was just as strong as them, no way they could have strangled her.
Then the culprit would need a tool. There are tons of cases where a weaker person would strangle a stronger person with a rope.
Wow, you know a lot about killing, nerd.
But was there even a rope in that world? I don't remember seeing one.
Then they must have used something else as a rope.
Looking for a rope? I have an idea what that might be. I don't. I found it during the investigation. Got a hammer. Oh, yes, of course.
This is it! During the investigation, we found toilet paper outside the
Yeah, it's
mansion.
really obvious now. Was this toilet paper? What would toilet paper be doing here?
I'm guessing that the toilet paper was used to strangle her.
Gonta, no can ignore that!
Okay, she definitely didn't kill herself.
What you mean, Shuichi?
Okay, I'm gonna pause, because obviously my entire thinking was based around her killing herself. Here's my issue. There's only 3 girls left. And there's 6 boys. Right? They're not going to kill off another girl right now. It's definitely not Kaito. I refuse to believe they'd kill off Kokichi right now. So it has to be the robot. Or it's Gonta.
Huh? What's wrong?
What, wrong? Shuichi goofing off! Not gentlemanly at all! There's no time for nonsense! You know to use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy! Even Gonta know that, and Gonta not smart! Oh no! There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy!
You know, can strangle with toilet paper, it would tear up. Because I was like, well, the bridge, it was indestructible.
There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy!
Wow.
I'll cut through your words! The toilet paper wouldn't tear. Because in the virtual world, objects are unbreakable.
Unbreakable?
You're so dumb, Gonta. You didn't even know that?
If objects can't break in that world, then toilet paper shouldn't be able to tear. And since it couldn't tear, it could be used as a rope.
Gonta not really understand, but... Sorry, Shuichi. Gonta was wrong.
It's okay, Gonta. Don't worry about it.
Killed by toilet paper. It was a fitting end.
A bit mean right now.
A fitting end? I do not fully understand that logic.
But if Miu was killed near the chapel, why was the murder weapon by the mansion?
Maybe the culprit tried to get rid of it to destroy the evidence.
If the culprit meant to get rid of the evidence, they did a poor job of it. There was a much better place where they could have destroyed it.
If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next to her?
Perhaps the culprit prepared a backup weapon, just in case.
No, the culprit didn't
Me
bring
who
the
bought the
hammer.
hammer.
No? But who else but the culprit would bring a hammer?
We already know who bought the hammer. Miu bought the hammer.
That's it! Miu was the one who brought the hammer.
You know, one thing I didn't really think through. If Miu was going to kill somebody, why would she kill herself? And she clearly was trying to kill somebody.
Miu bring hammer?
She was going to kill Kokichi.
Remember what she told us?
Rewrote the program to delete all dangerous objects that could be used as weapons.
Yeah, she did say she deleted any dangerous objects.
If that were true, she wouldn't have missed something like a hammer. Meaning that Miu must have left it on purpose.
On purpose?
But why she do that?
What did she need it for? To kill Kokichi. We need to make that clear.
Let's assume that Miu brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses for a hammer. Gonta know Miu gonna build stuff with hammer.
She probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone and tried to kill them with it.
You idiot! She was the victim!
Let's assume that Miu brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Uses for a hammer. Gonta know you gonna build stuff with hammer.
She probably just
Brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone.
Okay,
I agree!
do they make them all obvious by covering them up then? Or are they all covered up?
Miu was gonna meet up with someone in the virtual world.
Mm-hmm. With me. I was supposed to meet up with Miu on the roof of the mansion.
What? Is that true?
I overheard them talking about it at the chapel.
By the way, Miu asked to meet up with me before we went into the virtual world. I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so good thing Keyboy spied on us.
Wait, so Miu called Kokichi out?
If Miu brought the hammer, I wonder what she was planning to do with it.
Kokichi's already figured out she was planning to confess her love for Kokichi.
That's it! She was trying to kill Kokichi.
She was what?
Yep, she plotted to meet up with me and then kill me with the hammer. If you want to prove this, you'll need to figure out Miu's plan, okay?
Miu's plan, huh? I'm sure if I analyze the clues we found, I can figure something out. Alright, let's do it! Okay, I'm gonna have to let you go as soon as this ends, because foods are cooking. Okay. Who tried to kill Kokichi? Well, we know it was... Okay, well that was, I guess, a freebie. They didn't have a third question. Did they all say A? Where was Miu trying to kill Kokichi? On the rooftop. How was she planning on killing Kokichi? Well, it's just plain obvious. Oops. What was... Why was there a bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat? To divert attention. Okay, how does that help us? Okay, time's actually not on my side. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to pause as soon as I can. I've been John Proxy on channel John of the West. Hang on, let's actually let him...
He wanted it to appear as if Kokichi was killed in the real
Okay, there
world.
we go. I've been John Proxy on channel John of the West. I've been having a Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony adventure. I've got some food to eat, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching.